Hello everyone, this is Colleen Lemma, Starseed Astrologer and Spiritual Messenger from SacredSoulEmpowerment.com. Here to do your weekly intuitive reading for Monday, April 19th through Sunday, April 25th, 2021. For this week's weekly reading, we'll be using the Psychic Tarot by John Holland for the main message for everyone. And your special message card this week, depending on your stone of choice, will be coming from the Wisdom of the Oracle deck by Colette Baron Reed. So let's go ahead and start by taking a look at your stones of choice for the week. Your first stone of choice is a special intention smoky quartz pendant. So these are all special intention pendants this week. This smoky quartz special intention pendant is wrapped in silver, and I've Reiki charged it and given it special intention. So it's been Reiki charged with the vibration of Master number 22, number of the Master Builder and Manifester, and number of power on all planes and protection on all planes. It's got infused into it the energies of the planet Pluto, planet of transformation and transmutation of lower vibrational energies, the activation of the crown chakra and the root chakra for opening up to higher universal energies, which of course is the crown chakra, and bringing them down through all of the other chakras to manifest and ground them into the third dimensional plane, which brings us to that root chakra. It also has infused into it the guidance and assistance of Archangel Michael for protection and to clear away lower energies, and infused with the energy vibration of King Solomon for his powerful protection, divine magic, and space clearing. So let's go ahead and take a look at the second special intention pendant of choice. This one is a beautiful tiger's eye, and this beautiful tiger's eye is wrapped in gold wire, and it has infused into it through Reiki the vibration of the number 7, number of contemplation, number of trust and faith. It also has the qualities of Virgo infused into it, the sign of logic and discernment, which is actually a very fine-tuned psychic gift, that gift of discernment. It also has the qualities of Sagittarius, the sign of inspiration and confidence. It's infused with the element of earth, the earth element, for grounding and security, and with the element of fire for creativity and leadership. And this one has the energy of Major Arcana card, the Hermit, which is about being the seeker of light within oneself. And then your third special intention pendant of choice is this beautiful green and purple fluorite. This green and purple fluorite pendant is wrapped in silver wire and Reiki charged with the vibration of the number 6, the number of balancing the emotional field, and the number 9, the number of spiritual connection and expansion of consciousness. It's infused with the energies of the planet Mercury that supports learning and increased concentration and decision making, and the opening and balancing of the heart and the crown chakras for emotional healing, which of course is the heart chakra, and increased psychic perceptions, which is the crown chakra. It's also infused with the energies of Archangel Raphael for healing the physical and emotional body, and with the energies of Archangel Raziel for the understanding of esoteric wisdom and knowledge. So again, those pendants of choice are the smoky quartz point. We have the beautiful tiger's eye. And last but not least, we have the green and purple fluorite. Okay. So we're going to start out by talking a little bit about the astrological energies. And recently we've had a new moon in Aries not too long ago, and one of the reasons why you see my face here in a weekly reading when usually you only see me in the monthly readings is I've decided with that new moon in Aries to initiate some new beginnings of my own. And one of those is to try a different format for the weekly readings, where the first part of it I'm going to be on camera and talking about the astrological transits and energies of significance. And then we're going to switch to a different view for the card portion of the reading. Unlike the monthly, where I'm just holding up the cards in the monthly, I'm going to switch that to how you normally see me in the weekly readings, where you'll be able to see the cards and see the stones or crystals or pendants of choice, and be able to view them throughout me talking off camera. So let's give that a try. So let's talk about the astrological transits of significance for this week of April 19th through the 25th. We start out on Monday, and we have been in that Aries energy, as I just mentioned. But on Monday the 19th, we have both the Sun and Mercury moving into the sign of Taurus, that second sign of the zodiac. The Sun rules our ego, it rules our identity, it rules how we shine our light, or whatever sign of the zodiac it's in, it's that lens through with which we shine our light. So we're going to be shining our light for the next month through the Taurus energies. Mercury rules our mind, our thoughts, our ideas, our perceptions, and our communications. And he's also going to be shifting into Taurus, which is going to bring us into a more practical way of looking at things. We're going to be more thoughtful about things. We're not going to be quick to think and act on those ideas like we were with Mercury and Aries. We're going to kind of slow things down a little bit. We're going to focus. We're going to be better able to focus our ideas, and with our communications being more grounded, be able to move and take the steps slowly that we need to in order to move forward on our path. Because Taurus is it's an earth sign, so it's more grounded. It's again more thoughtful. It's much more patient in its energy movement. So Taurus also rules our personal values and what we value and how we value ourselves. It also rules money and finances, our personal resources. And so with both the Sun and Mercury moving into Taurus for the next little while, there's going to be a shift of focus on our personal resources, which again includes money and finances, but our personal resources can be other people's support, for instance, or the time we have to work on a project. Those are all resources as well. We're going to want to be more secure, both emotionally secure and financially secure. So we're going to be looking for security over the next few days here. So on Tuesday, Tuesday we have a moon thing going on, and I don't always talk about the moon because it moves very quickly through the zodiac. It goes through each sign of the zodiac in about 2.5 days. But on Tuesday, it seemed like there was going to be a little bit of challenge with our moon energy, which is our emotional nature and how we feel, how we express ourselves emotionally. The moon is actually going to be in Leo, which is a fire sign, a confident sign, a passionate sign, but it's going to be challenging all of these planetary energies that are now in Taurus. So first the moon in Leo is going to challenge the Sun in Taurus, and then Mercury in Taurus. And then Venus, which is also in Taurus. Venus went into Taurus last Wednesday. And then it's going to be challenging Uranus in Taurus. It will then make a connection to Chiron. And even though it's a positive connection to Chiron, Chiron rules our past life wounds. And in this case, with it being in Aries, it's about our sense of self-identity or self-confidence and our woundedness regarding those things. And then the moon is going to be opposing Saturn, which rules karmic lessons. Saturn's in Aquarius right now. So I just felt like Tuesday, with all of that going on with the moon, just wanted to give you a heads up that we might feel a little bit emotionally challenged, frustrated within our mind and our perceptions, maybe not feeling good about ourselves or not valuing ourselves in a particular way, feeling maybe a lack of self-confidence, but we're able, to kind of bring awareness and healing to that because it's a positive aspect to Chiron. And then, of course, opposing Saturn. That Saturn energy can either weigh us down a little bit, have a feeling of weighing us down, or it can help us to bring a restructuring of how we're feeling within our emotional bodies. And then on Thursday, it's interesting the rest of the week because we've got both Venus and Mercury in Taurus that is connecting with Uranus and then Saturn. So I feel like I'm going to talk about that all together. first on Thursday, Venus, which again rules love and relationships, as well as money, finances, and personal resources, because Venus does rule Taurus. So Venus is in Taurus, one of her home signs. So there's all these matters of feeling emotionally secure in relationships because she rules relationships. And then there's this feeling of wanting to feel financially secure because Venus rules money as well and is in her home sign of Taurus, which rules money. Now, Venus in Taurus is going to connect with Uranus on Thursday, and Uranus likes to shake things up a little bit. Uranus can kind of bring in sudden and unexpected redirections or sudden and unexpected circumstances. It is in Taurus, so it kind of grounds the energy of Uranus just a little bit. Normally, Uranus is a little bit like a lightning bolt of energy that comes out of the blue and shakes us up, but that Earth Taurus energy grounds that energy just a little bit, but we still have to be prepared for some sort of surprise energy there with Venus connecting with Uranus. And we don't know if that's a good surprise or is that a not so good surprise. It could be surprises within, again, money, finances, or personal resources, or it could be some sort of shocking or unexpected maybe energy within a circumstance or situation in relationship matters. It doesn't have to be a negative, though. Again, it can kind of turn out either way. And just to kind of jump ahead, on Saturday, Venus is then going to be in a challenging square aspect to Saturn. So that's where we start to feel maybe a little bit insecure or a little bit held back from expressing our love or expressing our ability to stay focused and grounded. We might feel a little restricted or limited. We might have some insecurity types of issues with Venus connecting with Saturn in that way. Now, on Friday, Mercury connects with Uranus. And then on Sunday, Mercury is challenging Saturn. So now it's Mercury's turn. And it's all kind of happening within the realm of those days between Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So Mercury connecting with Uranus could bring some surprising information that comes in out of the blue, or a communication with somebody maybe that we haven't talked about, or a surprising communication, something we didn't expect someone to say, or we didn't expect them to express it in maybe the way they did. So that can come about. And then with Mercury challenging Saturn on Sunday, it can bring a lack of being able to communicate or express appropriately. We feel held back from expression. We feel limited or insecure about how we're communicating. But because Mercury is also in Taurus, there could also be, again, some sort of challenging information that comes in regards to personal resources, again, including money and finances. Now, that all ends on Sunday with Mercury and Venus coming together in Taurus. Since Mercury and Venus are both in Taurus, both connecting to Uranus, both challenging or squaring Saturn, at the end of it all, they come together. And Venus is known as the planet of blessings. She's one of the planets of blessings. And Mercury, of course, as we suggested, is about our thoughts, our perceptions, and how we communicate both to other people or how we receive communication from other people. So I feel like with Venus's positive influence, by the time all of that takes place with Uranus and then Saturn for both of those planets, it feels like it's all going to turn out okay. There's going to be maybe some unexpected information that benefits us in the end, or we needed to have that conversation or communication with someone, or whatever was happening financially speaking, that hopefully it all turns out on a positive note in the end because of that Venus coming together with Mercury. Now, in the middle of that all, on Friday the 23rd, Mars is going to change signs as well. So we have quite a few personal planets changing signs. Last week, as I said, we had Venus moving into Taurus. Monday, Mercury moves into Taurus. The Sun moves into Taurus. And on Friday, Mars moves into Cancer. Now, Mars is the warrior energy. It's the planet of energy and action and forward movement. It's been in Gemini for a few weeks. Now, Mars in Gemini is a little sporadic. It's an air sign. It's up and down. And because it's an air sign, it rules the mental realm. So Mars was putting his energy towards ideas and information, communications, networking. So you might have seen an increase of that over the last few weeks while Mars was in Gemini. However, it can also mean that the energy was a little scattered. Mars wants to put its energy towards something, and Gemini sometimes is all over the place, flitting or hopping from one thing to another. So we could have had a lot of things on our plate, or trying to juggle a lot of different things, or lost our focus because there was too many things going on. Now Mars is moving into Cancer. Mars is a fiery planet. That's where he gets his passion and his ability to want to move forward fast. Cancer is a water sign. So if you put fire into water, or water onto fire, let's say, what do you think that does? It kind of, sometimes it'll put the fire out, right? And it doesn't mean that things are going to stop moving forward, but they're probably going to slow down or calm down a little bit with Mars moving into Cancer. We're also putting our energy, because Mars rules energy, we're putting our energy towards Cancer types of things like home, family, property, land, responsibilities, our intuitive and empathic nature. Our energy is being put towards those things that Cancer rules. So the biggest thing probably here is that over the next few weeks with Mars and Cancer, we're going to see more activities or situational energies surrounding home and family matters, for instance. So that's pretty much in a nutshell what's going on astrologically. So here's where we get to shift our focus here in the reading, and we're going to see what our angels and guides have to tell us for the week. Okay, so let's remind everybody what your stones of choice are so that you know what position that they are currently in. So our first stone of choice was that smoky quartz point here. And then our second stone of choice, again, was the tiger eye wrapped in gold. And then the third stone of choice was the purple and green fluorite here. Okay. So now that you've reacquainted yourselves with those pendants of choice, let's go ahead and take a look at the messages from our angels and guides for the week. So our first card here is the Three of Mental. The Three of Mental is like the Three of Swords in the traditional tarot. And at the bottom it says heartache and loss. And so, you know, the suit of swords ruling the mental body, ruling our thoughts, our perceptions, and our communications. This suit is one of the more difficult because we're dealing with the shadow of the ego mind sometimes. The ego mind sometimes goes into fears and doubts and anxieties. Now, not all the swords cards are challenging, but this is one that maybe is. The number 3, for instance, is numerologically a number that deals with expansion. And here again, we're talking about heartache and loss. And so we might be expanding our perceptions in this area of feeling hurt or feeling wounded or feeling anxious or feeling depressed, feeling like there's some sort of loss that we're going through, whether it be a situational loss, a relationship loss, or just, losing ourselves is also part of it, just feeling like we're disconnected from ourselves. And if you look really closely, this woman, there's a heart here, but the heart isn't at her heart chakra. The heart is at more of her solar plexus chakra. And she's got her hands in a prayer position, but they're pointing down to the ground. She herself is kind of looking down to the ground, if you will. So I feel like that heart chakra energy at the solar plexus chakra might be speaking of some sort of feeling of a loss of control or a loss of her own personal power, because the solar plexus chakra is about our sense of will, right? This is where we're confident, where we're strong, where we take charge of our lives. This is where we have our willpower. But it seems like maybe some relationship matters from the past, and this can go all the way back to the home and family we grew up in, the connections with our mother and father, or our grandparents or other people that were in the family, where we might have felt a lack of control, or we might have developed patterns because of what was going on that created a lack of self-confidence, which is all that solar plexus chakra. But again, I feel like it's connected to some sort of heartache, some sort of heartbreaks, feelings of being wounded in that heart chakra area. Now she's looking down, so, it feels to me that she's feeling insecure. She's not feeling, she's not feeling in her power. She's not feeling in her strength. She's more, to me, insecure, maybe a little depressed. And again, this number 3 energy can expand her into some of those feelings where it's like, it's almost like spiraling down, basically, and not being able to lift yourself back up. But I feel like these are energies from the past. And again, this is mind energy. This is something that we can shift our perception or shift our perspective and move ourselves out of it, to take back your power, to take back your confidence. And maybe it means to offer some forgiveness. Maybe it means forgiving yourself as well as forgiving others. Something about healing some of those old patterns or old wounds from the past is what's going to help us to move out of this particular energy. Now, the second card came out as 2 cards. And the first card of those 2 cards, we have number 1, which is the base chakra, the root chakra. The root chakra is the first chakra, right? And it's, to me, it really resonates with that Taurus energy that we have this week. Like I said, Venus moved into Taurus last Wednesday. Now we have Mercury and the Sun moving into Taurus on Monday. And Taurus is about earthly security. It's an earth sign, and it deals with practical matters, and it deals with personal resources, including financial security. So I feel like, this card is just telling us that we're dealing with some of those base issues. We're dealing with those matters of feeling secure, of feeling grounded, of feeling, in a financially stable place. So there might be some instability based on the first card that we saw, right? There might be feelings of instability regarding our money and our finances and our safety and feeling safe or protected in life, or we might be feeling too closed in. If you look at the square here, which is the geometric shape for the root chakra, right? This is the symbol for the root chakra. It's very grounded, it's very structured, it's very stable and secure, but if it's out of balance, this could bring insecurity or feelings of not being stable, focused, grounded, etc. So it'll be interesting to see what the second card is that came out with this to get a little bit more information here. And the card that came out with the root chakra. Okay, so this is the 2 of physical. This is like the 2 of pentacles. And the pentacles, or the earth suit, or the physical suit, is again about earthly matters. It's about our career, it's about our job, our finances, our home, where we live, all those things that are tangible situations or tangible energies to us. And the number 2, to me, here we're talking about more than one possibility, more than one option, more than one direction. And again, we're still in this suit of physical. We have the root chakra, right, which is the color red. That's what the color of the root chakra, the base chakra is. And now we have the 2 of physical, and we're in that suit of the red, the physical. And you can see that we have a person here standing in front of a doorway. Each doorway is a different color. Each doorway has different symbols within it. We have gold coins. We have 2 wedding rings. We've got some form of nature here. And here we have like the sky. Going on here. So this is showing different areas of life where we might need to make a decision. You can see it says movement, choices, and decisions. So there's more than one choice. There's more than one decision to make. Maybe we have to make decisions on several areas of our life. Maybe we have to decide which direction we're going to move in. Are we going to move towards focusing more on our career path right now? And our confidence and our financial stability? Are we going to move more towards and put more energy towards our relationships and fostering and developing a closer relationship? Maybe we have to juggle some of these things. And again, there's perhaps more than one choice or more than one doorway, more than one situation that we have to put our energy and attention towards. But a lot of times here with the 2 of Pentacles, this might be about juggling money and finances. This might be about having more than one possibility or potential, and we have to figure out which direction we want to go in, which decision to make or which choice to make that's going to be in our highest and best interest. But know that I feel like the best thing to do before making any choices or decisions is to get into a state of balance. That's what the number 2 is about. The number 2 is about balance and harmony and equality. So whether that means, taking some alone time for yourself, going away for a day or two, doing some meditation, taking a walk out in nature, taking a nice, clarifying sea salt bath, doing some yoga, whatever it might mean for you to get into a state of balance, that's going to help you to make these choices. It's going to help the decision to become clearer. It's going to help you to look at the pros and cons of maybe the different possibilities that are out there, and then make the best choice for yourself. Okay, let's take a look at the last card here. The last card, we got a Major Arcana card. This is Major Arcana number 7. In this deck, it's called Triumph. In the traditional tarot, this is the Chariot card, and typically and traditionally, the Chariot card is shown with a chariot, and someone's in the chariot, whether it be an angel in the chariot or a person. And it's usually shown with 2 horses pulling that chariot, but one horse is pulling off to the left, one horse is pulling off to the right. They're kind of going in different directions. So the chariot isn't moving forward in the best possible way, or maybe not as fast as the person that's in the chariot would like it to. Now in this picture, we have one person on a horse. Instead of a horse-drawn chariot, they're actually on the horse. And instead of there being 2 horses, there's only one here. And isn't it interesting that we have the red again going on? Red from the base chakra, red from the 2 of physical, and this person in the Triumph card is carrying a red flag. So again, it indicates matters of home, family, money, finances, career, job, all of those things that are of an earthly, tangible nature, I feel like. Now, with him being on one horse, that means that there's not 2 horses pulling in 2 different directions. This to me is almost a better rendition of the Chariot card, because there's one rider, one horse. The horse is moving forward. He must be galloping, or at least at a good steady trot, because this person's hair is kind of blowing back in the wind. So there's forward movement happening. It may not be at the pace that you would like. In fact, the horse doesn't totally look like it's galloping, but it's definitely at least trotting forward. And I feel like this is part of that Mars moving into Cancer, where things might slow down a little bit, but they're still moving forward. And again, we might be dealing with some home and family matters, and maybe some of the home and family matters are related to money and finances. With all of this Taurus energy going on this week and Mars moving into Cancer. But there is forward movement, and you're going to triumph in the end. There's going to be a successful conclusion in the end because of this Triumph card here. So stay grounded, stay focused, stay balanced, and stay in a place of trust and faith, knowing that you're going to be able to move through whatever these earthly matters are. And a lot of times earthly matters are challenging, right? We're dealing with lower I don't want to say lower energies that they're not important or that they're negative, but these are things that are not of a higher spiritual energy vibration, right? Money, finances, these are things that are tangible, solid things that vibrate at a lower rate. So just know that as you persist and as you stay patient, which is a big keyword for Taurus, we have to have patience to kind of move through some of these things, but know that everything will turn out well for you in the end, that you're going to triumph over whatever challenges you might be moving through this week. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at the special message card depending on the stone of choice. So that first stone of choice was the smoky quartz. So for those of you that chose the smoky quartz special intention pendant, message for smoky quartz. This one, as soon as I opened my eyes, of course it was sticking up. Oh, we have poised. Now to me, the first thing I think of when I see the word poised is that it means balance. We have to stay balanced and poised in order to get to where we're needing to go. We have a beautiful little fairy. She's got ballerina shoes on. She's on the toe of one of her, feet, basically. Her other foot's in the air. So in order to do that pose, you have to be poised. In order to do that pose, you have to be balanced, right? So stay in a place of balance. She also looks like she's excited. She doesn't look unhappy. She looks like she's in a state of happiness or excitement, and this is an adventure, and she's just staying in a state of balance. She's staying poised through whatever challenges, even though it doesn't look like she's challenged, but anything in life or anything that life throws at her, she's going to stay in that space of being balanced and poised and being able to work through it. And isn't it interesting that this is number 48? And the number 4 deals with matters of security. The number 8 numerologically deals with money and finances. But if you add the 4 and the 8 together, it equals the number 12. And if you add that 12 together, as we often do in numerology, it equals the number 3. And the 3 is all about joy and happiness and expansion. It's also about creative self-expression and communication. So there might be something here to where we need to communicate some thought or perception or idea that we have with somebody else in this week. Okay. So the people that chose the tiger's eye, special message for tiger's eye people. Okay. I'm looking at these two here. I'm going to do just a little test here. I'm not going to look at them. Just going to lay them down. First card, second card. Okay, so they're saying the second card. And this one says, truth be told. It's got a nice little owl there. And the owl is about wisdom and inner truth, right? So, truth be told. Find your inner truth. Find your inner wisdom. How do you find your inner truth and inner wisdom? By connecting with your higher soul self. And how do you do that? Again, through silent contemplation or meditation or being out in nature, etc. You can see that this owl is holding kind of like a screen where there's sky and clouds in the background. So this to me is moving into seeing the clarity of a situation. To me, the great big wonderful blue sky is like seeing the vastness, seeing the clarity, seeing the expansive nature of whatever it is that your truth is. Your truth doesn't mean that it's somebody else's truth, but expand here into your truth. Expand into the wonderful blue sky, which is vast and infinite. The other thing here that we have is this mask underneath the owl. The owl is actually standing on top of the mask, and so this, is symbolic of taking off the mask of illusion and again, seeing something with more clarity. Don't hide behind the mask is the other message. This is you finding your truth. In order to find your truth, you have to stop being what somebody else expects you to be or what you think you should be based on how you might have grown up. So take off that mask and be your true and authentic self. And also, again, open your eyes and connect with your inner truth and wisdom to see the expanded vision, the expanded picture of whatever it is that your truth holds for you. The number 14 is a karmic number. The 14 being a karmic number is about freedom. So this is karmic issues of freedom where you need to set yourself free in some way, shape, or form. That you feel held back by your past and by past lives in some way, shape, or form. So it's time to set yourself free. The 1 and the 4 add up to a 5, and a 5 is all about freedom and new opportunities, new people, new places, new things, new ideas, networking. So it seems to have a lot to do with, again, perceptions and communications here this week. Okay, and for those of you that chose... had to see which way the deck was facing. I couldn't remember if I had it upside down there when I set it down. So for those of you that chose the green and purple fluorite as your stone of choice, green and purple fluorite, special message. I open my eyes, this is sticking out. And this says serendipity. It reminds me of a movie. I don't know. Have any of you heard of the movie? I think it was called Serendipity. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. And so that movie, I love that movie, Serendipity. If you haven't watched it and you like romantic comedies, you got to watch Serendipity. So serendipity is, when something kind of happens that leads you to the next message, to the next step, to wherever it is that your soul needs to go. It's leading you towards the true alignment of who it is you're meant to be, who it is you're meant to meet, what it is you're meant to do, etc. And it's through paying attention to the signs from the universe, the messages from the universe that can come in all different sort of shapes and forms. I was going to go into the movie, but I don't think I'm going to do that because I don't want to give any of it away if you want to watch it. But it's like, you could read something and all of a sudden certain words jump out at you and there's a message in what you read, or you're listening to a song and whatever challenge or situation might be going on in your life, there's something within that song that speaks to you. These are serendipitous messages. These are messages from the universe. Or you are driving, let's say you're driving home from work and you got to stop at a grocery store for something, and you always go to the same grocery store and you always drive the same way home, but something just guides you and tells you, you know what, go a different way, take this different route, go to this different grocery store, and you're like, okay, well, it's something new, something different, I'll just, go ahead and follow my intuition, and we're going to go to this different place and take this different route. And then you meet exactly the right person at the right time in that grocery store that leads you to, some sort of message or success, or the meeting, of whether it's that person or the meeting or connection with somebody else, or the message that you needed to hear about your job or about your family, whatever it might be. It was like that movement that the universe guided you towards, which was kind of unexpected, but you listened to that inner intuition and you watched the signs and followed the messages. Those are messages of serendipity. We have the number 18 here. The number 1 is about taking charge. It's about the self. The number 8 is about confidence and feeling self-assured and having the courage to move forward. But if you add those numbers together, the 1 and the 8, it's the 9. And that's where the 9 is very spiritual, creative, artistic. Again, it would go with the flow and listen to those spiritual messages, that spiritual guidance that's being given. And she's holding on to, I guess this is some sort of a flower or something out in nature, and she's just kind of rising. She's just kind of allowing. So part of this serendipity energy is about going with the flow and surrendering. She's just surrendering to wherever this balloon or flower or whatever, the wind blowing it and her to wherever it needs to go. She's surrendering and trusting that she's going to end up where she needs to. And that's part of this message as well. So I hope you've all liked this weekly intuitive reading. Send me a little comment. Let me know how you like the new format. Please share my video. Subscribe to the channel so you get notifications on when my weekly and monthly videos come out. Take a look at my Facebook, Instagram, and other social media pages, and check out the new website. It's in a process, and it has been in a process of being updated and expanded and added to. There's new products coming out soon, new services. It's really starting to take shape, so I'd love to hear your thoughts of it. Thank you all so much for your love, your lights, your support, and your wonderful, supportive, and loving comments. I'm sending you many, many blessings and much love and light as you move on the next step of your path.